Famous at 13. Broke at 19. Sleeping in a van. Hollywood had already moved on, but Diane Lane was nowhere near finished. Most child stars don't survive fame. The pressure, the expectations, the sudden silence when the spotlight fades, it breaks people far older. But Diane Lane didn't just survive Hollywood. Decades later, she would prove that her greatest success was never behind her, it was still coming. Long before the red carpet and rejection, she was just a 6-year-old girl with a dream. When Diane told her mother she wanted to act, it didn't sound unrealistic, it sounded inevitable. She had been born into art and chaos. Her mother was a nightclub singer. Her father ran a Manhattan theater company. After their divorce, Diane grew up backstage instead of on playgrounds, surrounded by scripts, stage lights, and actors chasing perfection. By 6, she wasn't pretending to perform. She was already doing it. At the La Mama Experimental Theater Club in New York, Diane took on serious avant-garde roles, the kind many adults found intimidating. Her father believed something unusual. If you respect a child's intelligence, they can handle complex stories. Hollywood noticed quickly. At just 12 years old, Diane made her film debut in A Little Romance, acting alongside the legendary Laurence Olivier. Critics didn't call her promising. They called her a natural.
She's captivating.
And suddenly, everyone was watching. But early fame comes with a quiet danger. Because what rises fast is often expected to stay there. At 13, Diane Lane became one of the most recognizable young faces in Hollywood. Then came the film that would define a generation. In 1983, The Outsiders introduced audiences to a cast of unknown actors who would soon become stars: Tom Cruise, Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe. As Cherry Valance, Diane was luminous. Strong yet vulnerable. Confident yet deeply human. Overnight, she became a household name. It looked like the beginning of an unstoppable career. But Hollywood has a short memory. By the late 1980s, something changed. The roles stopped coming. She was trapped in the industry's most unforgiving space, too old for child roles, too young for the complex parts given to adult actresses. Then came the unthinkable. At just 19 years old, Diane Lane was broke. One of Hollywood's brightest young stars was now sleeping inside a van because she couldn't afford rent. No premieres. No flashing cameras. Just silence. Many actors disappear at this point. Most never return. She could have walked away. No one would have blamed her. But Diane Lane made a decision that would define her life. She refused to disappear. She took whatever work she could find. Small roles. Guest appearances. Independent films. Sometimes she waitressed just to pay the bills. There was nothing glamorous about it. But Diane understood something many never learn. Talent doesn't vanish just because attention does. So while Hollywood looked elsewhere, she kept going. Year after year. Role after role. Quietly rebuilding. Then, at 37 years old, everything changed. She landed a role in a film called Unfaithful. Her performance was raw, vulnerable, fearlessly human. Audiences were stunned. Critics took notice. And the industry that once overlooked her suddenly remembered what it had nearly lost. Diane Lane earned an Academy Award nomination, cementing her place among the finest actresses of her generation. After being famous at 13 and broke at 19, she had finally arrived on her own terms. She followed it with Under the Tuscan Sun, a story about rebuilding a life, a role that resonated because she had lived it. Later, she brought warmth and emotional gravity to Martha Kent in Man of Steel, proving her presence could anchor even the biggest films. Decades passed. Trends changed. Stars faded. But Diane Lane endured. Today, Diane Lane is 61 years old and has spent over 5 decades acting. She survived child stardom, career droughts, being written off. In The Outsiders, her character once said, "Things are rough all over." Diane Lane didn't just speak that line. She lived it. Her story is a reminder that success isn't about how early you shine. It's about how long you refuse to go dark. Because sometimes, the real victory isn't becoming famous. It's still standing and still excellent decades later. Happy birthday to a woman who proved that as long as you keep going, your best work may still be ahead of you. Like and subscribe for more true stories that inspire.